Okay, so I have a 3 mile run today, and I actually feel pretty good right now. I feel decent. I feel a bit tired, a bit sleepy, but that's all right because last night I slept at like 10:30, and then I woke up at 5:50 today, which is good. But one thing is that I actually woke up at 4 in the middle of the night because I had to pee, and then it took me like 15-20 minutes to just go back to sleep. But yeah, I guess that's part of the game, and I can't really complain. Though I got a decent amount of sleep, and I feel good. I feel better. So that's one thing. Second thing is that this is the part in my program now where the weekly mileage starts to increase. So at first my weekly mileage was like 2 miles one day, 3 miles one day, and 4 miles one day, and now it's upping each run by one. So that means I'm doing 3 miles today, 4 miles on Thursday, and then on Sunday, inshallah, we do 5 miles. I'm gonna probably stick with this for 2 weeks, and then I'm gonna increase by 1 mile again. So that's kind of my methodology to progressive overload when it comes to running. That being said, let's go grab our shoes and let's go run. So I wasn't aiming for a specific pace today. I just went like, let's just run 3 miles. And I'm currently at like an 8:47, 8:50 pace, which is decent. So I'm trying to enjoy it, man. Let's go. About 1.5 miles in. I feel good. I feel really good. It's easy, it's not that hard. And I feel good, alhamdulillah. I don't know why, but my hip flexors hurt a lot. And they've never hurt before this. So I'm confused. Why? It could be that my salt intake is low or electrolytes are low, but it's causing cramps. I'm not sure. I need to look into this. It's actually a blessing Allah created the winters, because I wouldn't be running here if it was the summer. I'll get like 5 hours of sleep. It will be too hot. So being able to run at like 7:30 a.m. in the winters, wallahi, it's a big blessing. Look at that, bro. That's amazing. Alrighty, we got it. 8:51 distance, 3.1001 miles, in about 26 seconds. That's good. It was a decent run. It wasn't that difficult. It wasn't that hard. It was all right. I read like a 5 out of 10. So that's good. All right. So I just came back from my 4-mile run today, took a shower, and then started filming this video. And if you think I'm bluffing, well, here's a Strava screenshot, and also here are a few clips from today's run. I'm currently trying to make my pace faster. So 8:30 or below ideally, but I might slow down, we'll see. Ooh, honestly, I just want to stop at this point. It's 2 miles in. I feel dead, but keep going. My legs feel like they will fall off. I don't want to go, 1 more mile left, but I will push through. Ooh. 25 miles left. I feel so dead, but I keep going. 4 miles done. Kept the pace less than 8:30. I feel dead. I feel sick. I want to cry in between those miles. Like I want to cry from mile 3 to 4. But alhamdulillah, we got it done. I swear, the last 2 miles were insanely hard, especially the last mile. The last 0.3 miles were absolutely traumatizing. But I was like, let's push through. Bismillah. And we did, alhamdulillah. And like I swear, this type of stuff makes you feel so good. You know, when you actually do hard things, when you do stuff that challenges you. So yeah, man, just push through hard things, man. So I kind of want to share something, talk about something that I've learned recently, and that is obviously going to be the title of this video, something like commit to the process or trust the process or something like that. Basically, 2 days ago, I uploaded the first episode of this whole marathon series, right? It was episode 1, titled something like I injured my shoulder, so I'm running a half marathon, episode 1. And it got like 26 views in like 1 day, which actually is pretty low for me personally. I usually get like 100, something like that, so it was quite low. And I felt kind of defeated, I'm not gonna lie. You know, like when I got this 2 days ago, I started to feel a lot of doubt whether this will work. And at the same time, my shoulder rehab has actually been quite slow recently. You know, like this past week or so, it's just I don't feel my shoulder improving as much. In fact, I feel like it's actually quite irritated and agitated lately. Yeah, that kind of made me a bit hopeless as well. And then at the same time, I was trying to memorize Surah Al-Haqqa, right? And I just was struggling to memorize, right? Usually I'm able to memorize quite, quickly, alhamdulillah. because I just literally just repeat the page or repeat half the page like again and again and again and again and again, and eventually it starts to stick in. But this time it just wasn't, and there was so much going on in my mind that I was not able to really pay attention to, you know, the page, and I was revising, but it was quite slow. So all this stuff started happening at the same time, and I started feeling doubtful about, you know, whether I was actually going to be able to become the person I want to become, inshallah, and like do the things I want to do. And that obviously reflected my lack of tawakkul, and that reflected my weakness in tawakkul upon Allah Azza wa Jal. And I am ashamed for that, but I'm grateful for it because it taught me something really, really valuable. Basically, I noticed that whenever my memorization of the Quran was like literally up, it was flawless, right? I was in a much better mood. And when my shoulder rehab was going well, I was in a much better mood. Whenever my, you know, YouTube views were going well, I was in a very good mood. If you watch my video on the infinite game, then you know that I kind of went through this hurdle before already. Then I talked with Mahi and I got out of it. Then I started going back into it. And I started asking myself, like, why do I keep going back to it, right? Tawakkul was one answer, but I think like there's something else, right? And so I thought about this, and I was like, I'm just not trusting the process. And I'm not committing to the process. I'm not focused on the process, right? There's something that one of my favorite Daris, Taha ibn Jalil, that's his name. He speaks Urdu, so if you know Urdu, then you're missing out if you don't watch him. But basically, he said something in a podcast that I heard during this time, like during these 2 days, and it really did hit me. Basically, what he said was that, realize that the plan that Allah Azza wa Jal has made for your life is based upon complete wisdom, knowledge, justice, and love. So like, he knows what is best for you, and he knows what is not good for you, right? He had the full picture. We just have a pixel, if that. So it was just a matter of me realizing that, and also وَلَا يَظْلِمُ رَبُّكَ أَحَدًا, right? Allah does not do injustice. He does not do dhulm, right? He is the most just. So realizing that kind of made me relax, right? It kind of made me like, okay, I'm going through this for a reason, right? I'm going through this for a reason. If it's good for me, I will get it in the future eventually, right? If it's not good for me, I won't get it. And you know, this leads me to my second point, that I was journaling about this last night, and it kind of all hit me at once. I realized that I was literally approaching all of this from the absolute worst perspective. I basically linked my self-worth, my mood, my hopefulness about the future, like everything, my self-esteem, to the views, the money, you know, my ability to memorize. I linked it to all of that. The thing is, these things are meant to go up and down. That's just the natural flow of life. It goes up and it goes down. It goes up and it goes down. So when I realized that, when my views go up, right? When, for example, you make more money, or for example, your memorization ability is literally through the roof, right? My mood will go up. My hopefulness about the future would go up. But naturally, it's always going to come crashing down. So when it came crashing down, my self-esteem, my self-worth, my hopefulness about the future, my husnul dhan about Allah Azza wa Jal, everything went down, right? My tawakkul went down. It's because I was linking progress, I was linking everything, my self-worth, my identity, everything, with these natural flows, when that's the stupidest thing you can do, because you need to understand that these things will go up and will go down, right? Something I heard from John Mark Stevenson was that don't get too high in the highs and don't get too low in the lows. Well, bro, if you have linked everything, right, about yourself to these highs and lows, then obviously you're gonna get too high in the highs and too low in the lows. That's just how it is, right? So that's why you need to stay neutral. And what is that neutral line? That neutral line is the line of you committing to the process. That is you doing the same tasks that you need to do with the same enthusiasm day in, day out. Whether you made $1,000, you lost $1,000. Whether your business crashed or whether it did not crash. Whether your memorization ability was on point or whether it was not. Whether your workout was amazing and you smashed new PRs or whether you didn't. You're supposed to stay neutral there. And when you're neutral there, you don't judge yourself based upon the ups and the downs and the results. You judge yourself based upon the process and the effort you put in, which is the only thing you can control. Because the rest is all with Allah Azza wa Jal, right? He has complete control over the asbab. He has complete control over the things that you have in your life. And He will make them go up and down. That's again the natural flow of life. It is upon you to realize that He has given you control over your inputs. He has given you control over what you can actually do, what you can actually put forth in terms of your effort. Why would you link your self-worth, link your whole identity with this up and down flow of life? That's so stupid, because it's like a different form of self-sabotage. That's basically what it is. So it's about doing the things and really gaining the mental peace and the contentment from the fact that, yes, I stuck to my process today, I will do it better tomorrow. I remember when I was extremely fat, I wasn't there every single day in the mirror looking at my, invisible. I wasn't there looking at my invisible six-pack every single day in the mirror. No, I was just enjoying the journey. I knew that literally if I just put in all the effort into my workout. If I just stick to my diet, if I sleep enough, and if I do this for a long amount of time, I will make it, inshallah. Simple. And that's what happened. So that's something I learned. Stay committed to the process. It's all about the process. Trust the process. Put in the effort. Make dua. Have tawakkul. Have trust. And yeah, this was more of a reminder to myself than anyone else. So I hope this benefited you. And yeah, man, let's continue. Alright, so I'm about to go on a 5-mile run. And I'm not gonna lie, when I woke up, my knee actually felt a bit iffy, this left one, right? Even though it was completely fine on Saturday, completely fine on on Friday, it still started to feel a bit iffy, right? And I started to feel like it was all in the mind. It wasn't actually anything real. It was all inside my mind, which is actually the crazy part. So I was like, okay, you know what? Let's just try it out. Like, let's just run and then let's see what happens, right? So I'm gonna warm up right now very thoroughly, and then we'll start running and see what happens. But I have 5 miles today, so here's the plan. 2 miles, I'm gonna warm up at a very easy pace. Gonna do the first 2 miles at like a, I don't know, 9:30, 10 pace, right? And then I wanna push the pace to like 9 minutes per mile for like the last 2 to 3 miles, and complete the race, because I started to realize that these quote unquote long runs, for me, like the long run is 5 miles so far, and then eventually I wanna push that up to like 10 miles, inshallah. So when you're doing runs like these, you actually wanna use it as marathon race practice. So that's what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna try and run at least a few miles on my marathon pace. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's kind of the plan right now. Also, if I look tired, I got like 6 hours of sleep, and I actually wanna go sleep right now, but I can't because I have to run. I was up talking to Mahi last night to like 10:30, 10:40 p.m. And then I went to bed by like 11:40. So yeah, and I woke up by like 5:50. So I knew this was coming, but then again, I'm realizing that this is all adversity, and adversity just makes you stronger. Difficulty, discomfort makes you stronger. And it might happen that on race day, I don't really get that much sleep, so I am learning to perform in this deprived state. So it's not that bad. Sometimes it happens, sometimes life gets in the way, but you just gotta keep pushing through. Let's go. I do feel some discomfort in my knee, but I think it's gonna go away. So I've done a 2 mile already. I'm at like 2.45 miles in, at like a 9-minute pace. That's what I'm trying to keep, so we'll see how that goes. I'm thinking to myself that I've done 4 miles at an easier pace, so 100% sure I can do 5 miles at this easier pace. About 4.2 miles in, I'm like, I've already made it so far. I can push to 5 miles. It's hard, but doable. My knee does feel a bit iffy, left one, but it's not like that pain that I felt on Thursday, which is good, which is very good. So yeah, I'm just gonna do some backwards walking on the treadmill, and then I will stretch stuff and call it a day.